terms of impact and also the outcome, the real outcome of people who really can get benefit is, I can say it is quite minimal. So then I don't consider it as a failed program. It's just that during the time, the whole infrastructure, the whole systems are not ready. It's just that we introduced on the web presence and what it is e-commerce, but the other aspect of deliveries and everything is not there. So from there on, we really understand, and now we are looking into a quick way to make sure that SMEs can embark on e-commerce instead of they themselves build up the websites with the e-commerce capabilities and also the e-payment structure, which is really costly to them. So we encourage them to participate in the what we call the B2B portal, which already have all the facilities and they're just being part of the system. Right. So that is one of recent experience in encouraging SMEs, particularly for to adopt e-commerce.
Can I just add one fail story from Korea? There are a lot of tons of fail stories actually. There are more fail stories than successful stories actually. Because around me, you know what? In Korea, all about fashion, right? Cosmetics and fashions for women. That's why there are a lot of e-shopping malls, and there are a lot of people who just run their own shopping malls by themselves. The thing is that there are some of millionaires who are really young. I mean, like the 20 years old millionaires who gave a lot of money, through their e-shopping mall. So that's why there are many youngsters who are dreaming of being a owner of the e-shopping mall rather than being a career woman in an organization in society. That means that they are having a tendency to consider being a owner of the e-shopping mall is a very easy thing. It's like a piece of cake, but actually it's not a piece of cake, right? So that's why there are a lot of fail stories around me. Even some of my friends, while I was working very hard in the university with a very low salary, but some of my friends who are dreaming of being a millionaire with their own shopping malls, right? But actually, that is really true. Some of them, and almost of them, they are still poor. Living in their parents' house. Okay.
Fail story of our Adoc Center. The trainee, we don't have time for training, and we have any problems such as the expenses for training courses. And I think when they finish courses, the big problem and very, very big problem for them, they don't have computer in their business or their home. Thank you.
Okay, this is the last question maybe.
Okay. Well, thank you for all your presentations, really comprehensive and informative. I have a question and a comment to Ms. Shim, and also a question to Mr. Bimo. The question to Ms. Shim is about the project you mentioned regarding the EBIS training program for women in developing countries. I would like to know what will be the plan for the next 1 or 2 years. Do you plan to have some activities in some other countries as well? And is there any cooperation opportunities with the Adoc 2.0 projects? And the other comment is it's a good idea that you put a ranking about the gender gap and the internet usage in the beginning of your presentation, but it would be nicer if you can put the ranking of all APEC economies in the list, that it will be more relevant to the audience. And the question to Mr. Bimol is, like, Malaysia is in the process of joining the Adoc project, like to know how Adoc project could add value to Malaysia to help Malaysian people to build up the ICT capacity. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for your kind question. Okay, yes, regarding my projects, now in my head they are full of schedules to conduct. Yes, just from next week, I have 20 selected participants for all Peruvian CEOs who are selected by Peruvian government, not only in the capital city of Lima, but the local cities. So actually, they are gathering in my office. You know what? I'm working in the university, and my office it is all equipped with the labs and the other the classrooms, right? So we're gonna have a 2 weeks training with them, and then it's like a TOT. TOT, that means the trainers of training. I mean the trainings of trainers, right? That means that we want to just raise up some participants as the trainers of our future training in their country. That means that during 2 weeks, they will get trained by us for the first time, and then they will go back to their country, of course, to their hometown, and then they will organize by themselves for their own workshop to spread out the purpose of the e-business and the necessary of the e-business to encourage the local women who has the business in their hometown to participate in digital economy using e-business. So we're gonna have over 10 workshops in Peru up to the March next week. Next year, not next week, next year. And of course, the fund. That's all for the fund for that program. It's all from the IDB, Inter-American Development Bank, of course. But actually, that fund is like a Korean trust fund. That means that Korea is a member of the IDB. They just made the fund to them, and then we just get back the fund again, and we have that program for the Peruvian people like that. And we have another e-business training, of course, which is scheduled to be held next year. And we're going to have the fund from Korean Ministry of Gender Equality. Because Korea, the Ministry of Gender Equality, they are making huge effort to spread out those, our Korean know-how and training skills to the other underdeveloped countries especially. So we will just pick up some participants from all over the world, including Africa and Arab, the other people, and then we will just invite them to my institute again, and then we will just get back them back to their countries, so that they can just disseminate their abilities and the skills that they've gained from our university to their local community, something like that. Actually, there are tons of schedules, and actually the visibility and the possibility to cooperate with the Adoc. I'm sure, yes, of course, we are open, very open-minded to be there. Because actually, before joining to the university, personally, I was working for APEC Education Foundation, which was a big organization under APEC, and for about 6.5 years. So actually, as much as I am, deeply involved in APEC thing, so I am very familiar with Adoc project itself. And actually, one of biggest my counterparts from Philippines, actually they're Philippine CICT Adoc project partners. So as much as I know how you are doing valuable things for the ICT environment, so please contact me anything, and I'm really happy to work with you in the future if we have some fun. Okay.
Thank you for your questions. Currently, we are in the process of getting approval from our cabinets to set up the Adoc Center in Malaysia. And of course, we welcome any assistance in order for us to speed up the process of bridging the digital gap. And in fact, under the new economic model that our Prime Minister recently announced, we are encouraging more participation from the private sector, and the government will act as a facilitator to assist all the initiatives. So because of the fund itself is quite limited, so we encourage private sector initiative to spearhead all the activities with regard to closing the gap between rural and also urban with regard to the ICT implementation. Of course, we welcome all initiative or offered from Adoc to set up the centers in Malaysia. Thank you.
Okay, I think time's up, right? It's time to go for lunch. Thank you very much for your kind attention. And if you have further questions and any comments, then you can just search for us, right? And then just have a conversation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Lim. Thank you.